Okay, hi everybody, back again. We're just going to do a quick video on how to edit RP doors to try and make life a bit easier. So if you go and get your editor, open that up, and then we're going to go and get a program. Now I'm in RP2 Beaded, where I've put a couple of parametric style doors in here that we can adjust pretty easy. So I'm just going to go with a 2400 door. This one will do a 3600 door. So if we just double click in there, and that'll go and open our door up, and here's our doors come in. It's got a handle on it. It's got two lots of routed panels in it. Now if your computers come up and these lines that are green at the moment are not there, you don't have your BSE key in, or your BSE Works isn't set up to do what we're about to do. So if these lines are missing, you can't proceed. So you have to go and get the right key for your machine, or go out to your BSE machine and it will have the correct key in it, and you can do it all from there if you're desperate. Okay, so let's get rid of this handle first. Now that handle is controlled over here with the pocketing handle, so we simply need to untick that pocketing handle and it will not be machined. Alright, so we need to set the piece the piece up. This is the outside of the door, so we have to go and tell it what size it is. So let's make it, it's 2310 by 510. That's great, and we're going to use a piece of 25mm material, but if you've got 18, this is where you put your 18 in, or whatever it is that you're machining in there. Okay, tick that off, and we basically need to go and save that door now as, oh no we don't, we need to come into here, into our program variables, because we haven't changed any of our styles. Now I've tried to write this so that it's fairly generic so we all understand what we're doing. So a bot rail is the bottom rail, and we simply put a value in here and we tell it that it's going to be 150, not 1150, that'd be no good. 150. Our middle rail, which obviously is this rail in here, we also want that to be 150. Our style size, normally it's 90, and we can pull another program for our standard stuff, but this is a non-standard door. So our style, the designer's requested that we can make that 60. So we do the bottom panel. You might have to do some maths and work that out, but we're going to make this bottom panel. Standard bottom panel is 550. We're going to make this 610 because it's got to line up with a doorknob next to it, or whatever it is. The top rail, make that whatever the designer's requested, so we're just going to make it fairly generic, so we'll make that 150. Tab out of there and press the tick button. Now it's made all those adjustments for you. It's all done. Don't worry about this rectangle here for the handle still being there. It'll disappear after we go to save things. Okay, so now we need to go and save. So file, save as, and we'll just call it GTest2, and we'll go and save it. Okay, so we've made all the adjustments we need to. It's going to do everything we want. So tools, enable add-ins, BSE Nest. Now in here, normally we'd go in and get a file. That's what you're used to, but we're actually going to create something new, which is a little bit different to what you're used to, because we need to nest it and get two of these onto a sheet. Okay, rather than trying to machine one at a time. So if we go into new, and we simply need, there's nothing in here for us to tick across, so we'll just tick the bottom, and we'll give it a name, because we're going to save up here. We're actually saving this as something, so we need to save it as GTest2. Just press enter. I've already done this once, so we're just going to write over the top of it. Okay, so now we've got some crosses have come up over here, which means it doesn't know what to do with that information yet. So we have to go tell it. So if we right click on panels, we can go and open our panel list. Okay, so here's all our different panels down the side here. If it's not in there, right click new, and it'll let you fill the panel in. Then you can go back in to the panel. So right click, open, and we're going to be using a 2412 sheet today, so there's not a lot of 3600 in here, so we've always got 3600. I need to put it in. Satin 25. The quantity, tick the auto button. And the trim is 2. It's just going to push everything in 2mm from the outside edge and tick us off. I'm just going to go and check that our 25mm satin is, I'm actually using that on the piece, and it is. Our piece thickness is 25, so that's all going to line up. Now with pieces, we have to go into import, and there's our G-Test 2. So sorry, right click on, I'll just go do that again. Right click on pieces, left click on import, and there's the one we drew up 2 minutes ago. So click on that one and open it. Now we want to tell it that we're going to do 2 doors. The rotation, just change this to 90, so it'll only try and rotate at 90 degrees. And the offset, make this 5. That's actually 5mm. It's just going to offset a few things so that the boards don't run, the cutters don't run into each other. And tick the button. Now everything's kind of lit up like how it should be. Okay, so now we need to right click on here just like we would normally and nest it. Okay, standard, click OK. So it's all come up. There's no major errors. So if we now double click on G-Test 2, it'll give us a diagram of what we've drawn in here. Okay, so from there you go and save it so that you can send it down to your machine. Okay, so you can go and send that off to the machine now, and your operator can do an RP door to the size that you want.